Welcome to World's Finest, the weekly DC Comics review. As always, I am Phil, and with me is...
It's Lilith, and I'm in a good mood. This was a good week for DC. I'm proud of them this
week. She caught that holiday bug, everyone.
Probably. Probably because of my peppermint mocha Starbucks coffee that I got in under 5 minutes. I'm probably in a really good. So yeah, did you think it was a good week from the books you picked up?
Yeah, it was a decent week. Where should we begin?
Everything I've got is really good, so I don't care. You can start with your poo-poo Justice League though if you want.
Poo-poo Justice League. Okay, Justice League 46. I like the art. It's Francis Manapul.
Yeah.
The story was all right, but once again, I don't know how ahead we the story went. It seemed more like, more spinning of the wheels.
Yeah, I feel like this arc is dragged on. Like, I was expecting it to wrap up, and they're like, no, it's the next chapter, not the final chapter. And I'm just like, yawn. I will skip until issue 50 then.
Because it's like, the beginning, it's like Wonder Woman and everyone who's left who hasn't been turned into a new god, like facing off against Darkseid's forces, and Big Barda shows up, and Barda's like, Darkseid's dead. If you don't mess with us, we won't mess with you. And of course, all Darkseid's forces are like, we have to find the Anti-Monitor and kill him for killing Darkseid.
Oh yeah, that was the big hubbub that they were kind of teasing, was the whole Anti-Monitor thing. I saw that on Twitter. I was just like, I don't care about the Anti-Monitor unless he's on the Flash. So how was that twist for you? Or was it not a twist? Did you see that coming?
What?
Like, they were hyping it up, whatever it was, with the Anti-Monitor.
Well, the Anti-Monitor's not even in the book.
Oh.
Yeah. There's just like a scene with, Steve Trevor and Diana are talking, and she's like, oh, Superman and I are just friends, or more than friends.
They're friends with benefits. They don't break each other's bones when they do it. That's the benefit.
Exactly. So then the whole black and white Superman shows up and grabs Steve Trevor by the back of the head.
Oh, not my baby.
No!
Trevor doesn't do anything to anybody. He's precious and must be protected at all costs. Even if he is being played by Chris Pine in the movie.
But, okay, here's maybe the twist. That new Amazon character, Grail.
Are you kidding? They went and drug that into this?
Basically, it's alright. She basically has the anti-life equation, and someone asks her, why,
They really are trying to fix that Crisis on Infinite Earths thing, aren't they? They are really trying.
They're trying to tie everything together, but they're, trying to have their cake and eat it too. They wanted to reboot everything, but it's at the same time say everything since day one mattered.
The only way you can get me to buy a book nowadays.
But Grail's basically like, death is too good for Darkseid, so I don't know. Yeah, so I don't know if she, so she has Darkseid bottled up somewhere, so he's not dead. So of course we knew he wasn't dead.
Sounds tedious.
Yeah, I have to give it a 3.
Average? Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, I like the art.
Yeah, Francis does a pretty good job most of the things that I see him in, unless he's being rushed, and then it's very obvious that he was being rushed. Mm-hmm. Things get late. Very late, and I won't point fingers. Yeah, that's okay. A 3. I mean, it's not a 2.
Yeah, no.
So, what do you think the end game of this is going to be? I mean, how? I mean, do you think this is going to wrap up by issue 50 or no?
You would hope, but I don't know. Weren't we speculating that we thought it would be like a year-long thing? That would probably take it past 50, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. It just started in technically July?
Oh yeah, well, yeah, because it was right after Convergence, wasn't it?
Yeah, literally like right after. That's what Convergence spent off into, kind of basically. So I just don't think that that's something they should have. If that's the case, a year long arc is something that I'm here for, especially with all those tie-ins. And it's getting really tedious, and I feel like the story has no legs. Like we had that big death a couple of issues ago, and that really doesn't seem to matter. And I'm just ready to be done with it and do something new and fresh and fun. Everything is so depressing with the Justice League now. Even the other Justice League title is getting a little depressing. That's all.
Yeah,
Where to next, Captain?
uh, hmm. Should we should we clear up some of these books that each of us read on our own, or
Oh, okay. Superman. Did you read Superman American Alien or?
no, I didn't.
Okay, then I can talk about that. So the writer was Max Landis, of course. The artist was Tommy Lee Edwards. It's a $4 book, by the way, guys. So this is basically like Clark is a teenager and he's hanging out with Pete Ross, and you're getting all kinds of Smallville vibes, and it's really cute. But like, it's like violent. It's like a violent crime takes place, and it's just like, wait, what? I just kind of like this kind of tilt on Superman. Do you know what I mean? Like, especially that we're kind of digging into his younger years and it's not Superboy. I really like Landis's take on this. It's very interesting. It's very compelling. It's very different and fresh and fun in a way that the Casual Friday arc hasn't been.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really appreciative of them taking the time to kind of, I don't know, make him feel more human and more flawed, but like
Well,
in a more relatable way than what the Casual Friday Superman that they're going for is doing right now.
well, that's what we've been saying is all the out of continuity stuff is better than the in continuity stuff lately.
Yeah. The dialogue is great. The character interactions were just really phenomenal, and the artwork just really popped. And I really love the cover. It was in black and white. He's got a mug shot and just a little squirt of red blood on his shirt, and he's got a black eye. It's just really great. Really, really can tell that it was very conceptualized, and all the elements came together. This is definitely a 4 for me. It would be a 5, but I don't know. Like, I just take offense to everything that I like about Superman is technically out of continuity. It's just a damn shame.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that's why it has a 4. I'm being bitter. I'm being a bitter Betty.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not reading these.
Like I said, I think with Superman American Alien, I think I'm gonna wait for trade.
Yeah, I can't. I'm impatient. You should know that.
No.
Okay, what's next for you?
I guess I can go to Martian Manhunter #7.
Okay.
Uh, Picked up a little bit. Like I said after last issue. Well, Mars is back. I guess the big part of the big part of John Jones kind of sacrificed Earth to bring Mars back, but I guess it's not completely back. There's still a chance to bring Earth back, and like all his other pieces that we saw in the other issues are basically arguing with him and saying, "How could you?" And John's like, "This is what I was built for."
You know what though? It's a damn shame that I'm more excited about Martian Manhunter on Supergirl than I am in his own comic, because it's been so long since he's had his own solo series, and I actually really like that original solo series so much.
Yeah. What was that? Like early 2000s or
It was
something?
like 98 to 2002 or something like that.
Okay. Because I keep thinking about trying to track some of that down.
Oh, you should. It's so worth it. They actually had a sale on it, a flash sale on it, not too long ago over on Comixology. I actually
Hmm.
picked up a couple digital issues, but you have to get these in print if you can find them. The artwork is really good. It's one of those things that you definitely want a tangible item for.
Well, you think if DC was smart, they'd start putting it out on trades and whatever. So, now that, like you said, Martian Manhunter's on Supergirl.
Do you remember when I said Jim? When the quote unquote villain Jim showed up, I was like, I feel like Green Lantern is gonna show up on Supergirl instead of like the Flash or Arrow now. I really do. I feel like now that they have Martian Manhunter, that's kind of kicked the whole universe a little further open than what I initially thought they were going to go for with Supergirl.
Well, yeah, it kind of goes more, more the cosmic outer space thing than Flash or Arrow.
Yeah, I mean they have the bigger budget to do it too. So I'm like I said, I'm really excited for it. I like the actor that plays Hank Henshaw / Martian Manhunter. So they have a really good dynamic. So maybe if the I don't know. Hopefully the comic book picks up. I think I'm butthurt about the origin story for Martian Manhunter post New 52 world. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, they kind of make him. They're trying to make him like more scary and not as heroic.
That's a shame because he was really like very much a little taste of what we're working on for the DC versus Marvel conversation. Very Silver Surfer-ish, very tragic, very relatable.
Yeah, I mean he was like another Superman at that point.
Even more so though. Like he was actually the last son of Mars. Superman was not the last man of Krypton at all. We had dogs and horses and cats. Sisters and cousins and clones. It's just a mess. Superman mythos is a mess when you start pulling back the layers.
Poor Streaky.
Oh, comic. Anyway, what would you end up giving it?
It's 3.5. I'll give it a 3.5. Like I said, it picked up a little bit, but this and the next book I'll probably review. They have like another month to impress me.
Is there a good supporting cast to cling to, or no?
Not really. It was like basically the parts of John, and then there was a little girl, and in this issue she's more grown up because I guess they must have showed that more time time passed for this planet, quicker than it did for John.
Oh, that's a shame because sometimes a good supporting cast can really salvage a book until it like finds its footing.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, I don't like I said when you said who was it? Aquaman showed up and Superman showed up right at the beginning. I'm like, oh, they're not taking this seriously. This is a gimmick. This is a gimmick title at that point. Anyway, I want to talk about Vertigo, of course, because I'm the Vertigo person on this podcast. Lucifer #1 was freaking amazeballs, okay? Like, don't stop what you're doing. When you're done with this podcast, please go out and buy Lucifer #1. It is so good. If you were a fan of Sandman and the original Lucifer run, this is right up your alley. This is like classic Vertigo, but even better somehow. Like, they start off with God is dead, okay? And Gabriel, like, Lucifer is framed for it. Gabriel's on the run, and it was a great opener. And so if you're familiar with any of these characters, this is definitely worth picking up all the way. Such a great story. Kept me on the edge of my seat to the very last page. The artwork is phenomenal. Like, it made me want to go find the missing books that I'm missing from the original run. Like, it's just so good. So good. This is like my pick of the week. It's a 5 all the way. Don't believe me. Look around the internet. I haven't found one bad review for that, and that's like amazing. Oh, if you're a fan of Constantine, you should definitely check it out. It's very much in the vein of that. Like I said, very classic Vertigo. And it's like almost something I would give my oldest kid to read. Like they're like what, a year away from being 13? Yeah. I would give that to them next year. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I was really floored. I didn't think it was going to be this good. I thought it was going to be more of a tie-in for the show that's coming up in January, but it wasn't. So that's always good. Anyway, enough of me gushing. Where do you want to go to next?
I don't know. Let me get Harley Quinn 23. I'll get that out of the way. There's a little more action in this, but she has to save her old buddy Cy Borgman from Xena Bendamova.
Oh wow!
Please. Yeah.
Does she have a beaver tattoo?
So anyway, she goes to. No.
Okay.
But she goes to the She goes to a bowling alley to save him. But meanwhile, Sai and Xena are like doing it. Yeah. Anyway, and then the next mission, Harley has to go save her friend Mason, who's in prison and about to get killed in prison. He gets beat up pretty bad, but Harley saves him. And at the end, for the next issue, she finds out Mason's been transferred to Arkham Asylum. So guess who Harley's going to run into next issue? I'm pretty sure. I think it's either next issue or the issue after.
Who?
Mr. J.
No. Like, okay, dear DC. Sorry.
Yes.
The mini rant. Dear DC, I much prefer a universe where Harley and Joker are like mad exes and they just like go through these extremes of like crimes where it just spells out Mr. J sucks and he's like, then the other one's like, I'm not your pudding, and like instead of like, do you know what I mean? Like they have so many issues. Like at this point, I just want them to be like exes, like mad angry exes, and people just get caught in the middle of it. Like that is actually a title of like for Harley Quinn. That's the Harley Quinn title that I would like to read. Just saying.
That's kind of the way they've been playing her, but Suicide Squad's coming in a couple months, and what are the numbers on this book? I wonder if they're trying to jack up the numbers by
Harley Quinn is one of the best sellers, but apparently that means nothing because we just found out Supergirl was selling more than what was the title? What title was that you sent me in the messenger?
I'm trying to remember. Is it one that's out now? I
mean, 26,000 a month.
Yeah, I forget which one it was, but yes,
is good. And she got canceled, and she had her own show coming. Like what, dear DC? Side eye for you.
Wasn't it almost twice as much as whatever?
Yeah, it was like 11,000.
It said that hadn't been canceled.
Like. I mean, I never knew that about Supergirl. They never really that's the weird thing. Like they never really pump up their good titles. Like they don't tell people. Probably because they don't want people outraged when they cancel things for other reasons.
Yeah. Well, do you think they did that? They canceled it just so they could. What they're doing now is, bringing in the digital first series that's more. Yeah, it's not like a. Well, I don't. Did they say? I don't know if it's a tie-in, but it's more closely based on the TV show.
Yeah, that's weird though, because that's a risk. They didn't know if people were actually gonna like that show. I mean, it was controversy about the pilot from the get-go, and this whole ongoing feminist thing that's not really feminist. Actually, it's like feminism 101, really basic and things like that. No, it is. Like it's for the it's for the unwashed masses. They're just trying to be like politically correct and all these things, and it's a little annoying. But they're getting better and better each episode. I'm not knocking on Supergirl. I like it, but they have to kind of just let the show speak for itself and stop trying to make a statement to make a statement. So I'm just saying it was like dangerous territory if that's the case. Like, why cancel a book that's consistently doing well in hopes that a book tied to the TV show would do as well, which is probably not. I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah.
Tie-in comic books usually don't do that well. Like the Arrow books didn't do that well, and they were great. The first set of them were amazing. So I'm just saying that's a really risky move if that was the case. But I'm happy for the show and the character either way, because if all we had was that Supergirl movie for that character to live on, redemption finally. Now if we can just get a Constantine movie with Matt Ryan, all will be right with the world.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry for my little detour. What were you saying?
That's all right.
Harley Quinn.
Harley. Yeah, I gave it a 3. Like I said, it has like maybe a month to impress me. We'll see how they mangle this Joker appearance.
If not, I told you, just switch to Harley Quinn's Little Black Book. That way, it's only every 2 months, and it was a little more fun. And not as like filled with like bad sex jokes and innuendo as the main plot.
Yeah.
So you might enjoy it a little more. Sorry to hear that about Harley Quinn. Like I said, it started off so strong and then it got really weird.
Yeah.
So, the rest of this is all Bat Family stuff, I'm assuming.
Yeah. You want to do Batgirl next?
Can we just do the out of continuity first? Batman Europa #2.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
I thought this was another good, solid entry.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know why Jim Lee left though.
Too busy.
Probably, but I think that was a big drawing factor for this title itself.
Oh, yeah.
So it's just curious.
So is he out for the? Is he out for the rest of the issues?
It seems like it from everything that I've read. But I think they did perfectly fine without him. It's just kind of curious is all.
What do you think? Maybe he's busy, and two, they put him in the first issue, that draw people in?
Probably. A good old bait and switch.
No.
But no, they like I said, they really did handle this pretty well without Jim Lee. I thought that this issue was pretty dang good. Not as good as the first, but like the first one was like, okay, what's this gonna be about? And then you're like, oh, this is so good. And so that kind of wore off, but it was still a good, solid issue for me.
Yeah. I was looking. I think this might have to be my pick of the week.
Yeah.
And once again, the out of continuity book is good.
I just like it just feels like one of them is gonna kill each other.
Well, yeah, you don't want Batman and the Joker working together too easily.
I mean, like I'm literally like every page. Okay, who's gonna push you off a clock tower? Hashtag reference. Funny reference.
It would be the Joker because Batman doesn't kill.
Well, now he doesn't. Like I've said, in the first couple of issues, he's like hanging people from the bat plane and letting people get crushed to death by garbage, things in the dump. So, but yes, I know. I'm just saying, it's just very funny. It's just such a good story, and it's a shame that this is out of continuity, like you said.
I like the pre-New 52 vibe. What can I say?
Yeah, I really like the matte-like pencils and the very flat colors. It makes it look kind of like Legends of the Dark Knight. If anybody's familiar with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely was digging the artistic style, and the story is really strong. And like, oh my god, the character interaction is amazing.
So, what did you give it?
Give it a 4.5.
That's what I gave it.
The newness kind of wore off, but it's still a good, solid story. Definitely looking forward to the next chapter. How many is this again? Is it 6 or 12?
Yeah, it's only
3.
I think it's only 4. Yeah,
3
4.
Yeah.
2. Yeah, it says number 2. 2 of 4. Yeah.
Oh, bummer. Maybe this will get a spinoff really quick.
Let's see. Good. Yeah.
What's next? Batgirl, like you said.
I don't know, but yeah, we can do Batgirl. Batgirl 46.
I no, like I liked it, but it's like, why are we pimping spoilers so hard? Like, yes, I know she's in the Bat fam, but like this whole spoiler thing just leaves a sour taste in my mouth. Like you know how I feel about Stephanie Brown. Like she deserves better than spoilers.
Yeah.
And like they're taking down police corruption.
I think.
What? Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. No, I was just say, no, fight the system, man. I just think they've, people were, so bummed out, when they rebooted for New 52 and everyone was asking about Stephanie Brown. So they're, now it's like every month, look, we gave you Stephanie Brown back. Look.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. Like there's fan service and then there's just straight up pandering to a detriment. But I'm happy to have spoiler. Don't get me wrong, but I just really feel like this book in particular, since the wedding issue, has been treading water, and they're waiting for like issue 50 to do something with the rest of the story or something. Like I feel like the wheels are just spinning and not going too many places or interesting places.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if they're I'm just wondering if this team's last issue is 50 because I've just seen stuff online. Everyone's like, oh, stuff is, with a lot of the books, is stuff going to get shaken up after issue 50 of these books? And
I could see them wanting Babs Tarr to do something different. She's got quite the cult following. And another book could probably use some of that. Batgirl doesn't need it. It's the readers that they have right now aren't going anywhere unless something like detrimental happens, like drastically changes. I think that they've built up the fan base enough for it to be a good, consistent top seller. So once that happens, and the artist and or the writer has like this good following and goodwill and all that thing, it's time to move on to another, project that needs that. And I understand that from a business point, but I think it's kind of crappy if that's the case. I think they should let it just run out until the writers or the artists don't want to work on it anymore.
Yeah. And we keep getting these Luke Fox appearances. I want to,
I love it. We might be getting a Batwing miniseries or something. I feel like
something, even if he just appeared in Batgirl. Give us some Batwing.
I would be down for that. Love me some Luke Fox. So, how did you feel about the artwork?
I like the artwork. I don't know how I felt about it at first, but it is growing on me. What about you?
It's like I felt like the colors were slightly muted, more so than the last time. But man, I just kind of love that cartoony way that Tar has. Those little sloping foreheads and like the way she does her jaw and her jawlines and chins. It's just, I don't know, it's just something really comforting and like old school about it that I really like. But sometimes it doesn't vibe well with like the seriousness of the story. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is still a good fun issue
vibe.
though. What'd you give it?
So what would you give it?
No, I asked you first.
Say. Oh, I know. 3.5.
Okay, yeah, me too. I was thinking 3.25, but you know what? I'm gonna be nice. I'm in a good, generous mood. It's the holiday season.
Merry Christmas.
So, where to next? Oh, gee, another Bat book. You don't say.
Dude. You want to do We Are Robin number 7?
You know what? Absolutely. I don't know. Like, I felt like I thought originally We Are Robin was more for like the Robin War, and they don't. Do you know what I mean? Didn't you feel like that's the only reason why we really got a We Are Robin?
Yeah.
But like, it's just so much more than that. I'm glad for it, but Red Hood versus Red Robin again. Like, really? Damn Court of Owls again, like I just wish it was a bigger twist than Court of Owls. I feel like that's all we've been doing since New 52.
I don't know. I mean, what have we accomplished in this Robin War miniseries? It's like, okay, they got arrested. Now what?
I feel like the writer is trying to say something about society, but either it's getting edited down to this really weird, watered down version that I can barely make out, or I don't know, like it's just weird. Like it wants to go there, but then it stops just short of what it wants to do. It's very frustrating.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just not a fan of the way, the whole Red Hood thing is kind of coming into play in this book specifically, I guess. But I mean, it is part of the Robin War, and that's an important thing that's going on. But sigh. Hopefully, Son of Batman #7 is a little better because that's the next part of Robin War, right?
Yeah.
That's all.
Mm.
I hope they reuse these characters once this title is done with, though. I like Duke a lot.
Yeah, he is good.
Ooh.
So, what did you give this one? There, I asked first.
This is a 3.5. The art really saved it for me. I really enjoyed the artwork in it. Like I said, this story is just like, I don't know. It's like, hey, buy this.
Yeah, but it's just how many was this? What, the second or third issue that we've been in this prison already?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm just like, okay, are we gonna move on or no?
Hopefully, they finally escaped. It looks like.
And they get drugged back. I don't know. Like I said, I just hope Robin, Son of Batman #7 is a little more energetic. Like I think that was what I really like about We Are Robin is that it was always a lot of action, but also at the same time it had a lot of pathos because you're dealing with you really spent the first couple of issues getting to know people, and then that was that big loss that kind of congealed the team and stuff, and I just feel like some of that was missing.
Yeah, okay. I hear
that. I'm curious to know what you think of Batman and Robin Eternal #11. So 11 down, 20, like what? 12, 13 more to go.
I like we got the origin of Cassandra Cain. We saw some David Cain. I don't know that ending. It's just like, I know Dick can be impulsive sometimes, but just like the screaming, bring me to Batman now, and if something happens to Dick, what's going to happen to everyone else?
Exactly. I think I'm just going to say my favorite thing about this issue is the cover. It made me feel like I dropped a mushroom or something.
I wanted to put a black light next to it to see if it glowed.
Oh, break out the lava lamp while you're at it. Just, I don't know, it was very like throwback to the 70s, which was actually a pretty good time for that title with the Brave and the Bold and all those things going on. So it's always kind of conjures up goodwill for me when I remember its recovery from that damn TV show.
Yeah.
Anyway, I thought this was an interesting issue, but we're almost halfway there, so we can get to moving it along a little bit more, I think.
Yeah, just this one was like what, like a lot of exposition, info dump.
Yeah. It's like, damn, human trafficking? Like, you're depressing me, man. This is not what I read comics for. What do you think of the sculptor so
far? Interesting. I want to see more. Hopefully, her and Dick's brains don't get melted.
Why do you? I guess the hypno implant thing, and I was just like, oh, okay. Right? I was just like, I'm always forgetting about those damn things.
I knew it like concealed his identity, but I forget. Have they said before that it keeps out like telepathic attacks and stuff?
I feel like they didn't say that, but sometimes I don't read Grayson issues as closely because I just like to get to the action splash pages.
Yeah, I guess because it just seemed to me like almost like the Hypnos were like contacts or something. So it's like, okay, how is it protecting his brain? I don't
It
know.
sends out an or something. You
It
know,
sounds unless I'm forgetting it. It just
we're
that
gonna
seems
get
like
an
something.
angry email because we totally forgot the importance of it. You know those damn Grayson
No.
fans.
Yeah.
Oh, but I will say the one negative thing about this issue is that I felt like the big twist was way too blatant. Like, you don't have to hold my hand. It's a Bat book. We're supposed to be fans of being detectives and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What that Batman? What the whole Batman deal with Mother?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It seems blatant unless in another couple issues they're going to show us it isn't what it appears to be. But I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I like Harper though, so I'm finding it interesting. But she's got to pull her head out of her butt, definitely.
No.
Yeah, like I said, next week marks the halfway point, so I'm interested to see what they do with that.
Yeah.
The next big twist, because you know that's what it has to be. So would you give this one?
uh, it was close to a 4, but I think I have to give it 3.75.
Yeah, I gave it a 3.5. Just because the previous two issues have kind of been meandering as well, so we got to get some build
Yeah.
up here. We got to get back to the rest of the people. We can't keep. I know it's Dick Grayson. I love him just as much as everybody else, but this is, other Robins are involved, and I'd actually like to get back to Tim. He's got a really interesting
Yeah,
thing going
there
on
was
last
no
we left
Tim.
him. So.
Yeah, that's the thing with these weekly books is like they try to throw in so many stories and it's like you
And
don't
they have
see
to
you don't
space it
see
out
certain
for the
characters
We Are
like
Robin War, the Robin War thing too. So it's just like
and it's like where does this take place?
sometimes they tell you, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they leave it to our imagination, and that's the worst thing that they could ever do. Yeah. So are we done?
Yeah, I guess, but I was gonna say real quick. I don't know if anyone didn't see the news this week about the big number 50 issues. Bruce Wayne returns as Batman in issue, Batman 50, and it looks like Casual Friday gets his powers back in Superman 50 and meets pre new 52 Superman.
From Lois and Clark?
It looks like it, yeah.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I hope he just like bends him over the knee and spanks him and says, "This is not how we behave as Superman." I'm really excited for issue 50. Like I said, I'm going to pick up quite a few. I think I'm going to end up picking up all the issue 50s just to see if it changes my opinion of any of the titles that I've kind of dropped. Action Comics, this is your chance to get my $3.99.
All right, is that it then?
Definitely.
All right, everyone. If you want to get a hold of us, tell us how right we are, how wrong we are. You can contact us at any time through email, worldsfinestpod@gmail.com. On Facebook, we're World's Finest Podcast. And on Twitter, we're at World's Finest Pod. And keep your eyes out in the new year for our big Marvel vs. DC special with Lilith vs. Charlie.
And Phil as moderator.
Oh, Lord, they gave me some power. Lilith, where can they find you?
They can find me on Twitter at Lilith Hellfire. If you have a Tumblr, it's lilithhellfire.tumblr.com. I have a website where I do tons of reviews, video games, comic books, TV shows, movies, music, you name it, I review it. LilithHellfire.com. And if you are in the market for a podcast about DC Comics news, everything from comic books to the TV universe to the movie universe and collectibles, feel free to tune into Channel 52 Podcast, which is available right here on the Southgate Media Network of podcasts.
All right, and if you want to talk anything DC or Marvel with me on Twitter, I'm at NightwingPDP, and you can email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com.
Oh, wait. And also in the new year, we have another podcast together. We're revamping Newcastle Crew, which is dedicated to John Constantine and all of his comrades from Swamp Thing, Santana, Dr. Fate. I'm so excited to get started on that.
All right, everyone. It's definitely past time to get out of here. So remember, come back next week. Fun and games are still going on. And yes, that darn Dark Side War is still going on. Good night.